Hello, it is Friday, November 25th, 2011 at 4:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I want to show you something interesting that's showing up on radar. It would appear that there's energy being taken from Minneapolis, and actually it's being taken from a wind farm over here and added to a HAARP ring that's occurring around La Crosse, Wisconsin. Um, We're starting at 1620 UTC and we're at the College of DuPage. You see Next Generation Weather Lab site. And we're looking at radar and we're looking at the 1 km product, and this is Minnesota. So when I go forward, you can see a beam comes out of Minneapolis and it's pointed at Sioux Falls, but it's crossing over this wind farm that goes down the corner of Minnesota. And I did a video on it the other day, and I'll give you a link to that so that you can see it on Google Earth. But what happens next is interesting. Right after that, see this little piece of blue that shows up? I'm going to go back 2 frames. No beam. There's the beam, and there's no blotch of blue yet. Well, maybe a little piece there. But watch. See? No, there is just a piece there. Right here and up here. See, and it grows. See right there, it's getting bigger. And now we've got the beam going again, but for some reason the turbines aren't all lit up now. But you'll watch, I'm going to start going faster. See how that then becomes, because this outer ring of this radar at La Crosse, Wisconsin is intersecting this Doppler station in Minneapolis. See, and there it grows. The other day I also did a video on HAARP rings about these. They're rings that show up around the outside of the Doppler, but then the inside remains clear. The clouds don't come in near the Doppler, but just stay on the outside. And I'm thinking that is to drive away an approaching storm. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that that's the case. And I'll show you some other frames. Let's go through this one more time so you can see it. I'll just go ahead and click through. This is the beginning of the loop at 1620 UTC. Actually, let's start over. I'm going to zoom in. So you can see it for sure because it's all these dark colors. Alright, so we're at the beginning of the loop at 1620. And here's Minneapolis. Here's Sioux Falls. And here's La Crosse, Wisconsin. There's the beam. The blue starts on the outer ring there. Beam withdraws. Blue is growing. The beam comes out again, only the turbines aren't lit up this time. It looks like it's going to Sioux Falls. And then the whole outer ring becomes blue. I'm going to go back to last night. I had a loop that I happened to save here. And there's a storm. This is background. There's a storm and it seems to have it seems to be parallel almost. Two storms running parallel. And you can see there's HAARP rings down here. Let me zoom in. Around El Paso. And you can see there's a HAARP ring here around, I think that's Lubbock. Anyway. But again, here you can see that there's no clouds going into the central area, but you can see that there's a blue ring that's appearing around the outside of it. So then going today, looking at the nation, these two systems have moved into Texas. For some reason the radar is cutting off the bottom of this, which because it's originating down in here, and you would think there has to be coverage down in that part of Texas. I can't imagine they'd leave it without any. But you can see that these two are snaking up, and here's Minneapolis, and there's a blue, you'll see that blue ring come around La Crosse right there. And there's also one around here around Topeka, Kansas. There's a blue ring here. I'm going to go here, it's zoomed in a little more. Wow, that one's coming into the, well, not quite. It's almost like it's pushing it away, up and around it. And here you can see the ring forming around La Crosse again, and then that wind farm there. I've got a closer shot again. I think this is it. Nope, that's the clouds. This shows you that there's solid clouds in through here. Here's Minneapolis. There's Sioux Falls. Turbine farms in here. And here's a closer shot. Well, that's the one we were just looking at. I think I've got one of Iowa yet here. And this one, I didn't go back far enough, so you only have pieces of it. But you can see how this is moving into that ring, into that blue area. Almost looks like it's being diverted down. See that? As this is coming into the blue. And here's another, these are more wind farms up here. And you can also see there's a beam coming out of Topeka up into Omaha. And this also has that blue ring around it. And you can see the edge of a HAARP ring here too around Omaha. So anyway, I'm going to do this one more time so you can see it, because it's most interesting. They're transferring energy. Somehow these Doppler stations are transferring energy. They're picking it up from like a wind farm or something like that, maybe high-powered lines. And then it's being used to do something around another Doppler station. There's the beam. And see, right away it grows. Going back again. I know I did this once, but see, right here's the little blue. Actually, it's right there is where it's starting. And it may have been that this beam was coming out before and that these lit up. I don't know, because the loop starts at 1620. But you can see right there it grows. Here is La Crosse, and you can see this whole area blue. Oh, I did save the first on this sequence. This is at 1635 UTC. Here's Minneapolis, here's La Crosse, and you can see right here that outer ring growing. And then right here you can see what it grows into. So anyway, there you have it. I hope that made sense, and I find that all quite interesting. So God bless you and have a very good evening.